Do you think that people with disabilities should have the same human rights as people without disabilities?
Yes.
Probably, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think that they should have the same rights.
Do you think that someone should be denied life-saving medical care because he or she has a disability?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Negative.
They should have care regardless of disability.
They should be one of the first people served.
Do you think that if someone has a disability, it should be an option to terminate that person's life without their consent so that they're not a burden to those around them?
Oh, I don't think that would be fair.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
I feel like that's wrong.
These questions are so easy. People are the same, regardless if you have a disability or not. It doesn't matter what you have or who you are. People are the people.
Yeah.
They deserve equal rights. They deserve equal care.
Do you think that someone who's pregnant should be able to have a selective abortion because their unborn child is diagnosed with having a disability?
I believe in women's right to choose and all that, so I'm going to say yes.
I'm yes for abortion rights. Now that is quite a tricky one because you want to say that the mother has the right to abort her child. It's her, hers. Then you ask, well, what if you do know that child has a disability?
I believe it's definitely up to them, but I personally don't think that would be ethical to just be like, never mind, I don't want this baby now that I found out it has Down syndrome before it was even born.
Do you think that someone who is pregnant should be able to have a selective abortion because her unborn child is diagnosed with having a disability?
No.
I'm against abortion.
In any circumstance?
Any circumstances.
You still don't know what that child is capable of or what they're going to be in a world. I'm not really on board with abortion. I'm not saying don't do it or don't get it, but I wouldn't suggest it to anybody.
If you had to guess, what percentage of people with disabilities like Down syndrome, spina bifida, and the trisomies are aborted after the mother receives that diagnosis?
God. 30%?
10%?
Like around 40.
It's usually between 60 and 92%.
Okay, wow.
That's actually scary. Wow.
It's shocking.
It's very surprising and honestly disappointing. But I'm a firm believer in a woman's right to choose and a woman's ability to get an abortion. So I guess I have to say that it is what it is.
Yeah.
Is that baby going to suffer the entire duration of whatever life that they do get? And so there's a lot of subjectives to it.
But do you think we should kill people without their consent who are currently suffering?
No. You shouldn't kill people without their consent. That is a hard one, but yes for abortion rights, yes, but if...
On the basis of disability?
That's a pretty solid ethical dilemma. I would say that a good outcome for that would be, foster care or something. Still let that child into the life.
Because there's also sex selective abortion, if the parents find out they're having a girl but they wanted a boy.
That I'm going to say no.
But what do you think is the difference between limiting sex selective and disability selective?
I guess I never thought about it.
I haven't really thought about it much until you just asked.
To answer your question, because that's what you're getting at, no, you shouldn't abort a baby just because of the prognosis. Life comes at you in different difficulties, and that shouldn't be one to stop you from letting somebody into this world. I think at the end of the day, I would say in my heart that no, because you should allow that child to have a chance. But it is conflicting with my other beliefs that a mother should have the right to her body and what she does with it if it includes having an abortion. So that got me thinking today.
Earlier you said that you believe that people with disabilities have the same human rights, right? So is it fair to say that their rights are being...
No, you're right. You're right. I guess generally speaking, I don't think people should have abortions if just because the baby has a disability, and I definitely don't think they should have abortions if it's just because a sex issue. Yeah.
Are you able to support that? Is the family able to support that? How much hardship?
But people say that too about people living with disabilities. They say, our family can't support this 10-year-old. This is a burden on our family.
Good point. Yeah, so going to that then, you could say, well, you got to buckle it up. And if you can't, and if there's some hardship, again, foster care or a system, I'm from a rural area, but we still have places that take great care of people who can't take care of themselves. So, there is other options. There should be no need to terminate.
Honestly, I feel like everybody deserves a chance to live, no matter what life you have. To you, them with a disability might not be worth living, but you like never know what that person is capable of. I feel like everybody has a potential to be something great in the world, so everybody should have a fighting chance to live.
I would love to foster children, and to me it does not matter if they have some sort of disability or not.
Every child has his right or her right to be born because they could be our future doctors.
What if the person is just a future person with a disability who is none of those things?
Well, they should still take care of them because everybody should live their own life.
I had this homeroom teacher. She just said like so many like hateful things. In her world, I was just a illness to the world. She didn't understand the disability I have. I really try not to let that get me down. I mean, I'm still like an amazing person today. I exceeded all her expectations of me. I'm like still going, like the best is yet to come.